Hey everybody, what's up? This is Jeff Mills. Welcome to the live interview series today with the Power Lead System. And we've got another very exciting, very powerful interview for you guys with a guy named Rob Frazier. And Rob is going to be sharing what I call his amazing story of trial and tribulations and debt, divorce, all these things that people would equate to being like bad lifetime circumstances happening to you, but how he overcame that. It's an amazing story. It's a powerful story. So if anyone's watching this video today and you're wanting to know how can you make money with an online marketing platform that basically sends you money every single Wednesday and overcome a lot of obstacles, Rob's story is going to challenge you. It's going to encourage you. It's going to actually probably reward you in your mind and maybe even in your bank account with new wealth and new information that you can apply to your life and start making the changes that Rob made. So Rob, how's it going, man?
It's going great. It's going great. Thank you for having me. And thank you for that amazing introduction there.
Yeah, I tell you what, your story is very powerful and I can't wait to get into the nuts and bolts of it. So where are you living right now? Where are you outside at your house enjoying the cloudy or the sunshine today? It looks
it's pretty overcast today, but yeah, I'm out in the backyard. Got my youngest kiddo is taking a nap, so I have to kind of be careful about how loud I get, but one thing I have learned, you don't wake up a sleeping baby. So but other than that, life is amazing.
So lots happened in your life in the last 5 to 7 years. So let's just start at the beginning. Why don't you just go ahead and introduce yourself, however you want to talk about yourself, and take us through the journey. And basically what he's going to do, guys, basically here's like the 3-step format I always do in these interviews. What was your life like before you found the Power Lead System? How did you find it? How was it introduced to you? What was the email you got, or did a friend contact you? Did an upline contact you? And what's your life been like since you got started and you've been rocking and rolling with this thing? So he's going to kind of cover that, however long it takes him to do that. And then I'm going to ask him a bunch of questions. And those of you watching live, of course, you can ask questions and interact with us in the Facebook group as well. So Rob, over to you. Tell us about your life and your journey.
For sure. Long story short, spent 12 years in the Marine Corps. I went in the Marines single. I got married to a woman. She had 2 kiddos. I had got her pregnant, so I thought I was doing the right thing. So I married her and had one more child with her, and I ended up adopting her 2 other boys. So brand new in the Marines, 23 years old, 3 kids. 2 deployments, drill instructor duty, a 4th kiddo, and it just came to a point to where professional pursuits and personal life just had a huge tug of war, and unfortunately suffered a huge divorce. I don't know what divorce is not huge, but it was what I call a Jerry Springer type divorce. If you ever watch the old Jerry Springer type shows, you see how nasty those shows can be. That was something that I unfortunately went through. Back then I was a different person. And ever since the divorce, that was sort of the catalyst. And this is back in 2008. I just knew that having something, whatever it was, having that much control over your life, talking about the military, was something I didn't want to keep. I didn't want that to just keep controlling me. Now, I've had a great experience in the Marine Corps. It was bittersweet. I had some great experiences. Again, 2 deployments, drill instructor duty was an amazing experience, but I knew that at what cost, that what I had to sacrifice to get to a place professionally wasn't something that I wanted to continue to do, if that makes sense. So I left the Marines single. So I went in single, nothing, married, 4 kids. And when I was done, I left out. I was single. I was broke. When I first got out, I got out August 31st of 2011. And back then I had around 50K in debt. Once I was on my way out, I knew that I wanted to find a way to make money from home. I just didn't know how. So I, of course, did the very first thing that probably 99% of people on this or listening to this have done. Go online, Google how to make money online. And the amount of information and overwhelm is just through the roof. There is what I have found was that there is no clear-cut way. There's so many different ways, so many different avenues. And if you're brand new on the outside coming in, that's the one thing that I didn't have in the beginning, was a clear-cut direction where the rubber meets the road. If you want to make money, this is what you have to do. This is what you have to focus on. I did not have that. Coming out of the military, your thinking is so, I want to say warped. It's not warped per se, but it's you get so used to following orders. Now, it's not a bad way of life, but to go from always following orders and executing to now being your own boss, it involves a major shift in thinking, because you go from
no one giving you orders anymore. You have to figure it out on your own. You can't just follow the paint by numbers. Just now you got to find the numbers.
Exactly. And there's so many different routes to go through. And that's going to tie into the Power Lead system here in a little bit. But to go from always following your last order to always having somebody higher up in the chain of command to ask questions, it's to go from that to not having anything at all is kind of earth shattering. April 30th, 2015, I was in six figures of debt, $102,284.74. Well, Rob, when you left the Marine Corps, you had about 40, 50K in debt. What happened? Well, what happened was bouncing from job to job, not really being happy. I thought I could get out and just immediately get a job in communications, because that's what I did when I was in the Marine Corps. I worked in communications. So I figure I'll just get out, get a job in communications. It'll all be good, while still trying to find a way to work online. No, it didn't work that way. This was my plan, and everything opposite of my plan is what happened to me. And I fell on my face hard. I scraped my nose. I scraped my knees. I got bloody in the process. And it was just always something I wanted to do. I've had a few little jobs here and there. The best job I had was a job stuffing vending machines for Canteen San Diego. Canteen San Diego has an office literally a mile and a half away from my house where I'm living now. Actually, it's the wife's house. I just kind of got out of Marine Corps, was kind of virtually homeless, but she was my girlfriend at the time. So I kind of skirted on in and started moving some of my stuff in, and she didn't notice. And next thing you know, I was in there. That's another story. But the best job I got since leaving the Marines was that job at Canteen San Diego. I would leave the house at 3:30 a.m. And this is your grandfather, I had to walk uphill in the snow both ways story. This is my version of that story. I had to leave the house at 3:30. Took about 20, 30 minutes to get to the office. Load up the truck at 4 a.m., go out, stuff vending machines, anywhere from 15 to 20 machines a day. Get back around 4:30, 5 o'clock, put in the order for the next day to restock the truck, and then get home by 6 p.m. And basically, I followed that schedule 5 days a week for a good couple of years. And working there, I've seen older people who've been working there a number of years, and I've always had little conversations with them because I couldn't let this work from home thing die. I still wanted to kind of talk about it to my coworkers and things like that, but not be too obnoxiously pushing it in their faces. And I caught an older lady. She's about 65 years old, still driving a truck, still stuffing a vending machine, still hauling cases of soda and bags of chips and things like that. And I asked her, like, "Oh, how long have you been working here?" She said, "Pretty much since I was about 18.
Oh my God.
And she's God bless her, but I just know that I didn't want to be in that same situation. There's another guy. He was a pretty buff guy, And I asked him the same question. He had the same story. He's about in his mid-50s. And I said, well, how long you been working here? He said, I've been working here since I was about 20. And I always wanted to start my own gym. Always wanted to do this, but I just never could just get away from stuffing vending machines. It was just provided that steady paycheck. And here he is in his mid-50s, and he's nowhere near close to opening up his own gym. And it's just like, there's a number of other examples like that, and more power to them, but they're stuck on this rut and they have no way of getting off of that hamster wheel, for lack of a better term. And I don't want to sound cliche when I use that, but that's exactly what it is. Monday through Friday, you're grinding down and doing the same thing. And it's just, you just need some know-how. So going back, getting out of the Marine Corps, I knew I wanted to do something, but Google how to make money online, all of the million different directions to go, no paint by the numbers. Getting out of the military, you always have everything written out and laid out for you. If you always have a question, you can go to your chain of command, or you can go to the manuals. In this industry, it is hard to find those manuals. It's hard to find a chain of command, if you will, or somebody who's been doing it willing to share with you the exact same information that they're using, doing, so that you can get your leg up in this business. It wasn't until I came across a guy, and I'm pretty certain he'll be in one of these interviews. He always had this saying, and I don't know who he got it from originally, but one video of his I've seen, he said, we are in the lead generation business. Generating leads is what we do. He said, you take that phrase and you write it down and you keep telling yourself that. And so I've watched that video probably late 2014. And now keep in mind, I got a Marine Corps 2011, and I've been trying to do this thing online. I've done the network marketing. I've done affiliate marketing. I've done the direct sales. And when I say I've done, that just means I joined different companies and different categories and haven't made any money with them. I haven't succeeded. I haven't found out how to make any of them work. I've done it all. The passive income games, I call them, there's so many different things out there, good categories and bad categories. And I just needed something to start working for me. Like I said, April 30th, 2015, I was $102,284.74 in debt. 93K of that, $93,000 approximately, was past due child support. And I'm in the state of California. State of California, no tax return. If you owe a debt like that, you're not getting your tax returns back. They will take your paycheck. In my case, I was stuffing vending machines, Canteen San Diego. That was the main job I had since getting out of Marine Corps. I had a few little telemarketer jobs here and there, but stuffing vending machine, that was like the job I had for at least a couple of years. What would happen is you stuff the machines, and when you go back to collect the money and restock the machine, at the end of the week, you get 7% of all of the income generated by all of your machines. So if your machine wasn't working, you didn't stock your machine well enough because you were in a hurry, your machine wouldn't make that much money. But at the end of the week, all that work you're putting into this thing, 7% of the effort. My 7% was on average $700 to about $850 a week. That's not bad. But when the state of California said, you got employment, you got this past due debt, let's just take half your paycheck. So my $700 to $850 was more like $350, $300 after taxes. So I'm working 40 to 50 hours a week, 300 to maybe 325 a week going in my pocket, still having 2,200 a month in child support that I'm responsible for. And I just kept going backwards. There's no way to get ahead of this thing. There's no, I could not possibly work any more hours because the job already was intense enough. So I knew I needed to find a way to generate income that I didn't have to be working for. And that's what intensified my search online. I'd wake up 2:30, get online for a little bit, search around, do some different things, post some little links to various companies on Facebook here and there. 3:30 would head out to the office, stuff in the machines, come back, tired, mess around online. And that was basically my life for a couple of years.
All right, so I'm gonna stop you there. I want
to
bring you into the introduction to PLS. You said you found a mentor. You found somebody who's talking about lead generation, and you're in the lead generation business. How did you find that? Where did you get that from? And then what did you do once you got that information?
For sure. Well, I'll drop his name. His name is Frank Calabro Jr., and I'm sure he'll be in the
interview series for sure coming up.
Yep. So I watched one video of his, and he said, we are in a lead generation business. Generating leads is what we do. And it was him. I ended up joining through the Power Lead system and following the system he was promoting at the time. And since then, I got it through my head, my thick head, that it doesn't matter what you're promoting, what you're selling, what you're trying to share. Generating leads is what we do. And I still have to tell myself that to this day. Generating leads is what we do. As long as you can generate a lead, generate your own lead, there's power in that. And once you learn how to do that, and once you start doing that, you start generating more and more leads on a daily basis, that's going to change your business, whatever it is you're wanting to promote or do. In my case, I promote the Power Lead system mainly, and I use all of the copy and paste, the lead lightning pages I use. And once I got that,
is the lead lightning the main starting point, or are you promoting the programs, or are you kind of taking them through a what's that called? Enroll, upgrade, and accelerate kind of a plan?
I have a couple different ways, but when I started, I was beyond broke. And so I always try to identify with those types of people who are in my situation, or who were in a situation that I was in back then. And I always start folks off with lead lightning. It's the one-time cost. You're in there, you can get started. And then from there, it's just simply a matter of going through the training, applying. As profits come in, you use that and grow. I mean, it's just that simple. And I do have a couple of other programs I promote, but I always send them through lead lightning first. And that's how you create your buyers list. The people who buy are going to be more statistically more, they're going to be more likely to join you in other businesses per se. And you just need a way to identify who those buyers are. And lead lightning is that perfect tool to use. And that's what I've been using. Lead lightning and a primary business. And I kept that same process. Even when a couple of my primary businesses got shut down, I still kept lead lightning and Power Lead system going. And that's what sustained me. And case in point, I was able to pay down my 6 figures of debt. April 30th, 2015, had the debt. January 8th, 2016, I ended up paying it off 100%. And since then have maintained.
Say that again. You need to repeat that loud and clear. That's amazing. Say that again.
So April 30th, 2015, $102,284.74. I'll never will forget that number. That was my debt. January 8th, 2016, less than just shy of 9 months later, I ended up paying it off and maintained a 6-figure a year annual income. And Power Lead system was just the main core that held it together. Since then, I've made over 236K with the Power Lead system. Results aren't typical. I've been using PLS for a number of years now, and I'm going to be using it a number of years in the future.
You like that
But
Wednesday show up every Wednesday? What's that show up in your bank account there? The little deposit every week. Is there ever been a payment missed? You ever not seeing a payment on a Wednesday?
No, always on time. In fact, me and Mr. Michael Price, we have a joke. I say every Wednesday I can set my watch, meaning every Wednesday, just like clockwork, he pays, and you can set your watch to PLS, and that's just one of those businesses that have never failed. 90% of the companies out there can't say that. They just don't have that track record, and a lot of people like to get in for a little bit and then keep bouncing around. But with Power Lead System, everything that I was missing when I got out of the military, you have here. You have the step-by-step training. You can go into the Facebook group. You can ask questions. There'll be people here to help you. You have that guidance and mentorship that you will not get when you're out there on your own, lone wolfing it. Because I've tried, and it just has not worked until I started listening. Generating leads is what we do. We are in the lead generation business. Once I got that in my head, then it started to click, because I've promoted a number of different businesses and was successful at them because I had it. I'm not in XYZ business. I'm in the lead generation business. As long as I can generate leads on my own and I have a tool that does that for me, I'm always going to consistently come out ahead, period.
Yeah. Well, the Power Lead System doesn't actually generate the leads for you. It's a leads, I would say, a sorting system. It sorts leads into different funnels and different programs and different opportunities, but you've got to actually go out there and get the traffic to get those leads, which we'll cover in a second, some of your traffic strategies and some of the ways that you've sought after getting people to your funnels to be in the lead generation business. But I wanted to ask you about your follow-up process. So a person goes through Lead Lightning, person would, you want them to accelerate up into the higher programs, the different programs. What would you do differently, or do you let the system do the system, or do you step in and have a personal email? How much personal involvement do you do once a person buys Lead Lightning, or do you just sit back and let everything just do automation for you?
I'm pretty personal. When a person buys Lead Lightning, I'm either, if they put in their number, I'm sending them a text message, or if they're overseas, I'm sending them a personal email. It's one thing to realize that, yes, we're in the high tech age, but people still like high touch as well. It's just been my case. People buy automatically all the time. And as a sponsor, personally, I think it's important to make sure you reach out and say, hey, you bought Lead Lightning from me. Here's how I use it in my business. I'm here if you have questions. And that's it. It's not a big, hard thing. It's just whenever I see a buyer, I go in the back office. Who's my Lead Lightning guy? Okay. Send them an email. If I can, send them a text. Hey, I'm your sponsor in Lead Lightning, PLS. If you have any questions, I use it in my own business. Reach out. Here's my contact info. And then
you're not even encouraging them to step into gold. You're not even talking that language about, hey, get into this bigger platform yet.
I let the system go. And then when they reach out to me, that's when I'll connect with them and say, okay, what exactly do you want to do with this? I want to promote this. I want to do that. Okay, here's my suggestion. And I'll go down the line. I'll just go straight from gold all the way up to Master Traffic Institute, to which I do have 2 courses in. And I will say my 2 courses is what I have done to get where I am, and is what I am still currently doing right now today. Don't let that gloss over your head.
I want you to break that down now that you brought that up. So inside the Master Traffic Institute, which is the big behemoth package, it's the $1,500 package. It's the package that you make $1,000 commission on when someone upgrades to that package. You've got that. I think that course has something around 15 or 18 different courses inside that course. You've got 2 courses. Explain to everybody what those 2 courses teach people and how they can benefit from those courses.
Sure. I have a course on buying solo ads, and I have a course on content. So the course on solo ads is pretty much straightforward. It's just a simple way to start getting out there and tapping into other people's email list when you're just starting out. It's just a quicker way to start getting leads into your own system, to your own funnels. The content creation course, that is what I consider my baby, because in the beginning, I did not have money for solo ads. I had to do something to get people to see my websites. And I whipped out my cell phone. I've done a lot of shaky, I call them shaky cell phone cameras. You know how people, hold up their cell phone and their camera's all shaking around and stuff like that. I've done video after video after video. I've written hundreds of articles. And in fact, my YouTube channel has about 1,700 videos right now. But that content creation course talks about how I learned through putting out numbers of videos, how to start connecting them, how to start linking my current video with my past video, my current video to my next video, and just creating my own web of content that will continue to work for me. And that course, if you apply it, it's all she wrote. Everything that I know about content and ranking has gone into that course, and it can be documented, it can be verified. But that information alone, for the folks who do not have money for solo ads or for traffic or for all of these different things, that is where I would direct 100% of everyone watching to go consume that course right there. That course has helped me, and that's just something I want to share. And I'm just glad that it's a part of Power Lead System.
There's so many powerful resources, tools, trainings inside this one huge, massive thing, which we call the Power Lead System. You guys, the Power Lead System is so much more than just Lead Lightning or the Gold Program. I mean, it's the place where you can now build funnels and put your videos on your own websites and take these amazing looking websites and templates and tweak them if you want to and add stuff to them. And we're going to show something here on the screen. You've got a funnel that you brought to me just to kind of showcase to everybody. So I'm going to show this funnel here for everybody. So here it is. So tell us about this page and kind of what kind of conversion this is getting for you.
Sure. So basically, I just detail my story, and this is something that the Power Lead System gives you the ability to do. Once you start, you can copy this exact same funnel for yourself, and once you start getting results from it, you can start tweaking it to make it more personal. So as you can see, free video, six-figure earner shares how he paid off $102,284.74. I don't know where you heard that number before, but you see how I'm now telling my own personal story, and who I'm attracting is people, obviously, who are in that situation. And now a lot of people may not be in that amount of debt, but that's who I'm going for there.
Okay. Now, is this going to promote PLS, or is this going to promote a different program that you're doing as your second job or your second income source, or what does this funnel bring people to at the end of the line?
At the end, there's PLS in there, but I do have a couple of other
so you're doing
programs in that one.
Your main programs are in there as well.
Right.
So a person opts in, and then they land on this page. And then what are you doing on this page?
That page, again, I'm just showing the actual proof. Another about a minute-long video, just saying, introducing myself, and also sharing.
Where's all the text, Rob? Where's the headline? Where's the text? Where's the FAQ? There's nothing on this page, you guys. This is a video with a freaking button on the bottom of it, and that's what makes this so amazing.
Yeah, I do have what I call ghetto funnels, my terminology there, but it's the simple stuff that works. If you're just telling your story, and it doesn't matter, and that's why I brought up the shaky cell phone camera. It doesn't have to be all glossy. You don't have to have special intros and outros, and you have to go outside and be dressed up in a suit and have your hair combed perfectly. I've put this together with the PLS, and it is as basic as all basic, as Mr. Jeff Mills pointed out there. But with that same funnel, I'm still pulling in a full-time income. That capture page is at least 40 to 45%, depending on where I go. Now, I know I could probably tweak it and ramp up that opt-in rate, but I'm still doing okay with the way it currently is. So that being said, you can use these same tools for your business and just tweak your own story, add in your own personal video. There's some people who watching this, hey, Rob, I don't have a story. That's fine. If you use my share code, you could just put a short little video of yourself there. Hey, I'm so-and-so, came across this guy named Rob Frazier. Here's the system. I'm going to send you to his video, and put a button the same way I did right there in that page you're looking at. Short video of me and a button. That's all you need. It doesn't have to be sexy. It doesn't have to have moving text and everything. Just video, button, you're in there.
This is what I learned many years ago, you guys. When I got started in the industry and I didn't have a story yet, is you simply just tell a story. Tell the story of the leaders. Tell the story of the people who are successful. Tell their story until you have a story. And you don't fake it till you make it. You're honest. Say, hey, I'm just getting started. And when I just got started, I found Rob Frazier, and Rob was like massively in debt, over $102,000, and he figured out a way to pay off all that debt in about a year. And now he's one of the #1 money earners in this amazing program. And watch this quick video where he shares his story, and then click on the button below that video, and then go through the process of learning how you too can be like Rob. So I just demonstrated right there a very simple way you guys can just parlay your introduction with no story to someone with a story, then to a call to action, bringing them further through the funnels so that they eventually will, buy something and subscribe to whatever program you're promoting in your funnel, whether it's the lead lightning program, the power lead system program, or a primary opportunity or a secondary opportunity or an affiliate opportunity, whatever you want to promote. The power lead system allows you to do all these things in one place. It's pretty spectacular.
And one thing I will add on that is I told Frank's story, and I told his story over and over and over. And in fact, I get sick and tired of telling his story. And I told him that when I met him. I said, I told your story so many times. I just didn't want to say your name anymore. But from that, I got my own story. And now I feel that way about my own story. I could just gloss over it and, had a whole bunch of debt, paid it off. But here's the system that I'm using. And not to, impugn it or negate it, but that it's just that simple. You just find someone you can plug into, find someone you relate to, and they will give you the step-by-step guidance. And with Power Lead System, you have all the tools you need to succeed. If just dive through the training. And also one other shout out, as a Power Lead System Gold member, Max Steingard's Endless Free Leads you get for free in the back office of Power Lead System. That training, if you are on a budget, that training will, I can't say enough good things about it. And that's just the benefit you get just from being a gold member. You get Endless Free Leads free.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many benefits. There's so many benefits to becoming a gold member. You get the Power Lead System. You can make unlimited funnels. You can replicate pages. You can share funnels. You can make the most money. You make the biggest commissions. And everyone, if you're not there yet, I don't know if you're watching this video, you're not even a member yet. Start off lead lightning, or then get yourself into the gold program with the Power Lead System, and then start upgrading through all the different courses we have. We have several courses that you can purchase, which teach you how to do marketing, which teach you how to become a marketer, which teach you how to become a leader. And it also allows you, when you buy those programs, to earn income when people who you bring in buy those programs. The fact is, you guys, if you don't have those other programs and you bring somebody into your funnel and they buy one of those programs, guess where the commission goes? It goes around you. It goes around you to the person above you who has bought that program. And I cannot tell you how many people have cried to me because I never bought that program. And after losing 10 or so commissions, I finally figured out that I should probably upgrade and get that program so I could keep all those commissions. And you know what? That's the truth, you guys. You got to be all in on everything so you can maximize your revenue. How fast did you go all in, Rob, when you saw all these programs that you could get into?
Well, being honest, I I passed up a couple of commissions, a couple of $400 commissions. I passed up 3 of them, and that was like a kick in the gut. Maybe a little bit lower with a steel-toed boot, knowing that it could have that because a $400 commission in a week, that could change a lot of people's lives. Even the $100 commission. I mean, that could just be the difference between struggling to get to the next payday or, okay, that $100 came in handy. And I will say the Master Traffic Institute, those commissions are really nice to have, because the top 2 programs, now it's not all about the commissions, it's about the training and applying it and becoming better. But I will say the $400 and $1,000 commissions are life-changing. That is such a huge relief when those commissions come in. And I've had my back against the wall even after getting into the money. Just like anything, business ebbs and flows. Sometimes it's great, and sometimes it kind of, it goes. But when that $1,000 commission come in, you know that your efforts are coming back to you, and you've bought the course once and you can resell it over and over and over again. And it has true value. You're not just wasting your money on replicated information. This is information, like I said, I know that I'm currently doing. There's a lot of information. A lot of people out there will teach you different courses. Oh, I made a whole bunch of money off of Craigslist. Here's my Craigslist course. And then what they're teaching is outdated information. With the Master Traffic Institute, that is not the case. And I know this from personal experience. And I know I keep stressing that for a reason, because that's what I've come across a lot in trying to figure out how to make money. People would teach you methods that were outdated, that were not working anymore. This is how you write a blog, and this is how you get it ranked. Well, then Google changes all the time. So the information you put out there is already outdated. And that's what you come across a lot when you're searching for how to make money, how to keep generating leads, things along that nature. With what I put in Master Traffic Institute, that's not the case. And I know I bring up MTI a lot, but that is my personal baby. It's like, I know with just those 2 courses, if you just apply that to your business, that's what I have done. And what I am still currently doing right now today, and it's working, and it will continue to work because it's an evergreen process, what I do. So that being said, I think I'm done talking about the Master Traffic Institute.
All right.
Like
We're gonna go lightning round. This is where we just kind of have a little bit of fun.
All right.
And sometimes I do these and sometimes I don't, but we're going to do it today. So here you go. Stream of consciousness. Just say the word that comes to your head, or the phrase, the sentence. What's the last movie you went to?
Avengers, the new one, Endgame.
And okay, what's the place you haven't gone to in the world that you'd love to go to sometime if you ever go there?
Aruba or my granddad's house.
What would you say your superpower is?
Consistency. Hardcore, boring consistency.
And what's your kryptonite?
I would say a tasty adult beverage. It can kind of get me.
Yeah. Okay. Are you Apple-based or Android-based?
Android, 100% square functionality. This guy. Yep.
What is your favorite restaurant? Like, if you had the choice to go eat there all the time, where would you go eat all the time?
Olive Garden.
Olive
Love
Garden.
Italian food. Yep. Love Italian food.
Right.
Also the tiramisu desserts.
If you could meet anybody famous that you haven't met yet, who would you want to meet?
Probably Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
I got a few questions for him.
Do you have a favorite word?
Yes, but I don't think I can share it here on the broadcast here. Begins with F, and I'll just leave it to your imagination. 4-letter word.
All right.
Really common.
If you were to join the circus, which character in the circus do you think you would be and identify with the most?
Probably the guy driving a clown car, because that's how I feel with 5 kids.
Car guy.
100%.
You ever had any near-death experiences?
Yep. rolled my car when I was 16, trying to get home, beat in a curfew, and a couple of times in the Marine Corps, had a few rounds pop across my head, but I'm still here, thankfully.
What's the favorite website you go to waste time when you're just bored?
Facebook. I need to shut that thing off. Facebook. Yep. Facebook. 100%.
Last question. What color? This is the deepest one. What color M&M are you?
Blue. 100%.
Yeah. 100% blue.
Boring blue.
Rob, we've covered a lot of different information in this training, in this interview today. You've shared your story. It's a powerful story. You found a system that you enjoy for years and years and years now. You've been using it, and you keep using it. You keep accelerating. You keep earning income with it. And you said it many times here. People just need to plug into the training. They need to go through the videos. They need to watch all the things that when you get started, you guys, it's a real simple process. When you get started, you log into your website, and there's like a big green button that says, start here. And you just walk through that, and then you just go to the next thing, and then go to the next thing. And then that's all you guys got to do. It's really a paint by numbers system that eventually, if you wanted to, you could start adding your personality. You can start adding your own story, and you can start contributing your success stories to it and building your story bigger. But you don't have to have that when you first get started. It will still work for you out of the box, just as duplicatable as it can be, with all the other bells and whistles and stories we put there for you. We've made the system work so it works for just about everybody that comes through it. Of course, doesn't mean everyone who comes to your lead capture page is going to opt in and buy, right? It is a numbers game. And Rob, do you have have you been able to measure or track to say, it's probably let's say I get a 46% conversion rate on the lead capture page, and out of those 46 people out of 100, this I've seen maybe 8%. What, you tracking any kind of conversions on how many actually convert and buy something?
Of course. Again, the capture page anywhere from 40-45%. Also, I will say trust the process. Just to caveat off of what you said, trust the process as you're going through that getting started information. About 40-45% opt-in rate. About 30% of my leads become lead lightning buyers. And from there, I do have specific numbers as to I get so many lead lightning buyers, and I'll have this amount of people going all in. I don't want to bore you with all of those metrics there, but the only thing I focus on is just those lead lightning buyers. If I can have enough people hitting my capture page on a daily basis to where I know I'm getting 5 to 10 lead lightning sales a day, then it's just simply a smooth process. And I've actually mapped it out to the number of clicks. This is just with cold traffic. If I purchase 2,500 clicks a week, I know that will net me over time, not instantaneously, but over time, one Master Traffic Institute sale a week. And
so what does 2,500 clicks cost you per week?
I have a number of different sources, but on average, I can get 2,500 clicks about just shy of $1,000.
Okay, so $1,000 gets you $1,000 back, plus
but they go all in though as well. So the 1,000 will actually bring back 1,500. So then the question is, how fast do I want to spend 1,000 to get 1,500, and how fast do I want to keep repeating that process? But yeah, I can go into those numbers for days with that.
Okay, well that's good, because we wanted people to understand that in this business, free traffic and free methods are the very slow, sit and wait, let's hurry up and wait kind of method. But the faster you can get to paid traffic, the faster you can actually buy your way into the top, the faster you can leverage credit or leverage other people's money, the faster you can get money from somebody who loves you, who will help you with the business, and leverage even a business loan, you guys. I know that's like crazy, but listen, serious business entrepreneurs that are going to go start a McDonald's, that are going to start a Subway franchise, that are going to go start, some kind of a restaurant franchise. They do not go out there and just use cash for these businesses. They go to a bank, and a bank gives them hundreds of thousands of dollars to go start a big, big, big business. there's nothing wrong with you as an entrepreneur getting small loans and using credit and leveraging other people's money to leverage your way into things. You just got to be smart with how you use the money, because a lot of times people just start blowing the money on things that don't work for them. So plug into that. Anything you want to say on that, Rob, or is that good enough?
Yes. No, I've come across a number of people, and they always say, "Hey, Rob, I just went all in with PLS. I'm getting my tax return, and it's $3,000. I was going to take that $3,000 and just go buy traffic." My suggestion to them and to anyone watching, that is the absolute wrong thing to do. You want to go all in as quickly as possible, yes. But when it comes to the traffic, instead of spending $3,000 once, I would much rather that person spend $30 every single week on a consistent basis, because it's the consistency that's what's going to bring back the profits, not the one-time wallop. I've heard Mike Tyson tell a story about him. He was fighting a guy, and he just kept getting jabbed. He just kept getting jabbed. And it was just a little easy jab. It was one of his younger fights before he became this super heavy knockout guy. But he said by the 12th round, those little jabs felt like he was getting hit in the face with bricks. And it was just that consistency. Bruce Lee tells a story also about how a drop of water may not seem like a lot, but over time it can carve away rocks, carve away continents. And it's not the whole one time I'm gonna give it a shot. It's the consistent actions compounded over time. So that person, he just wanted to spend $3,000 one time. I said, no. If you could spend $30 a week and not miss the $30, instead of buying Starbucks, go buy some Walmart coffee and drink it and take that, and then that's your traffic budget. If you can do that over time, that builds your own muscle memory, and that's going to net you far greater results than anything else. So the biggest thing, I said my boring strength was boring consistency, but consistency works. That's all it takes. It's just going through the same information you think that's not working, just continuously applying it, and sooner or later that energy, that effort you're putting out there will come back to you.
All right, so that's going to wrap up today's interview, you guys. We took a lot of time to share with you some amazing points today. I hope you apply what you've learned. I always want to make sure that you guys realize that just listening to these interviews is great, but taking action on what you've heard in these interviews is the best thing you could do. So find the action points from this interview, watch it again, watch it several times, figure out what it was that Rob was doing that he took action on, and you can model it and do it yourself. If you're not all in on all the programs inside the Power Lead System, that is an action point that you can start right now. Get the next program and upgrade, and get the next program, and when you can afford it, and upgrade, and then start dolloping out a little bit of some money here and there, like Rob said, for getting traffic, buying $30 here, $50 there, $20 here, and being consistent in that. Those are the action points you can take away from this video. And Rob, I'm going to thank you again for sharing your story, and wish you all the success, and I'll see you on the other side, my friend.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, everybody.